I came to see a friend of mine, Tim Whistler, and just wanted to talk about some personal life issues with him. He says, Tim, I've got a product that I'd like you to look at that I think will be a big help to you. He explained what it was. I looked at it. I said, I see how this is a benefit to me. I was getting ready to go through a divorce. It was an amicable divorce, but nonetheless, she'd already hired an attorney and paid $3,500 retainer. And I said, I don't have $3,500 to pay a retainer. And so Tim says, this is a program where you can get the advice and contact the people that you need to do this. I went ahead and joined Legal Shield, saw the benefit. By the time we were all done, it had happened where she spent $7,000 on an attorney and I spent $0. All it cost me was my membership. Basically, she had hired the attorney, we drafted the papers together. I went and saw her attorney to get the papers, sent them to Legal Shield. As a matter of fact, I called Legal Shield, and about half an hour later, they called me and asked what I needed help with. I faxed those papers up to Legal Shield, and then about an hour later, the attorney actually called me back and said, I'm going to go through these, I'll get back to you in a couple days. She got back to me in a couple days with a lot of things I hadn't thought about, several things that I already knew but didn't know what to do with, and I took those back to the attorney that was being represented by my ex-wife and said, I'd like to think about these changes. They made those changes. I took those changes back to Legal Shield. They perused those and gave me a couple other ideas and said, here's your options. In and of itself, just for this one event, is highly worth it. I've used it since on other questions that I thought I knew what to do, but sometimes I don't always trust Google when I look Google. So I needed to know, what does a real attorney actually say about this? And usually within an hour I get a call back saying, here's what you should do, here's something to think about. I would recommend Legal Shield to anyone that wants to have answers to their legal questions, doesn't necessarily know who to ask, or can't afford to ask the people that they think they should be asking.